Good morning, students. Myself Manish Agarwal. Today we will discuss the another topic in the botany, which is called anatomy of the flowering plant. When we use the word anatomy, is the meaning that we are talking about the internal structure of something. When we talk of the plant, the internal structure of the plant is called the anatomy of the plant. When we talk about the flowering plant, here we will discuss the anatomy of the flowering plant. So, the flowering plants basically angiosperms. Angiospermic plants, and we will discuss the internal structure of the angiospermic plant, that is the anatomy of the flowering plant. So, there are different organs in a plant. One we call what we see in plant, we see leaves, we see stem, we see roots. Basic three structures we see. Also we see fruits, and in a stem we see branches. All are the morphological distribution or morphological attributions of a plant. But when we want to know about the internal structure of the leaf, internal structure of the stem and associated branches, internal structure of the roots, and fruit is a removable part. So here we will concentrate on these three main organs of the plant. These three main organs of the plant and their internal structure, how they appear and they look inside their structure. So first of all, the anatomy subject or anatomy of the internal structure of the plant can be distributed into a system which is called tissues. The internal structure can be distributed into various types of tissues. We know that every living organism is made up of cells, and a cluster of cell constitute tissues, and together tissues constitute organ and organ constitute organ system. This is the complexity. This is the series of simplicity to complexity for a particular organism. So when we talk about the tissues, so internally everything is the tissue, which is made up of different types of cells. So what is called tissue? Tissue is a group of cells meant for a specific purpose. Group of cells meant for a specific purpose constitute a particular tissue. So in the entire body of the plant, there are various types of tissues distributed in different organs of the different tissues in the leaves, different types of tissues in the stem, and different types of tissues in the roots. Together they constitutes different organ and organ system, and plant work accordingly. So first of all, so here is we focus on the tissues. So when we see in plant, the first type of tissue is called meristematic tissue. What is the meaning of meristematic tissue? Meristematic means continuously dividing. Continuously dividing tissue is called meristematic tissue. Where this tissue is located in the plant. So, when we see the growth in the plant, there are two types of growth in the plant. One is the upper side growth and second is the growth below the ground level. When a plant grows, it grows two-sided growth is there. The upper side growth constitute the shoot and entire plant body, stem and its branches, and the ground level growth further the roots grow deeper in the grounds. So what is the part which continuously divide? It is the shoot apex and root apex. When we talk about the apex, it is the shoot tip and the root tip. They have continuous meristematic activity. Meristematic activity, the part of this region of the shoot and this region of the root divide to form another further branches and growth of the organs of the plant, shoot and root. So clearly seen, we can clearly see the dividing tissue in this region of the plant. So this is a type of cell which continuously divide to enhance and to grow the plant part. Root divide to grow roots, and shoot apex divide to grow the shoot part, and further the tree grows in all its forms. So this is the shoot apex and root apex part of the. So this is called meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue is okay. So meristematic tissue is a continuously dividing tissue. In a plant, this meristematic tissue also appear as axillary bud. Axillary bud in the axil of a leaf. This is also present in the axil of a bud, in the axil of a leaf called axillary bud. This is the part of meristematic tissue apart from the root and shoot apex, which is capable of forming a branch or a flowering branch or a part of the plant. It is the remnants of the meristematic tissue found as axillary bud in the axil of a leaf. The second part of meristematic tissue is also called intercalary meristem. So first part we found in the root and shoot apex meristematic tissue. Then we found the axillary bud forming. Axillary bud can form a new branch or a flowering branch. And intercalary meristem. So in grass family, in grasses, the intercalary meristem is present. What is this? The root and shoot part, some cells are remaining in between the mature tissue. Some cells remain in the mature tissue in grass family. So when the herbivores take the grasses as food, so grasses again regenerate from their broken parts. Again regenerate from their broken parts. How it is possible? When the root and shoot apex is taken as food by grazing animals, so how they are capable of forming new branches due to this the presence of intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem is a type of meristem, is a type of dividing tissue, is a type of dividing cell found in the grass family, which is capable of forming new body parts and new branches when it is taken up by the grazing and herbivorous animals. So both intercalary meristem and root and shoot apical meristem, this is called apical meristem. Apical meristem, apex, that is the root and shoot apex. Intercalary meristem, in between the mature tissue, these are the meristematic cells which are capable of dividing. So these two types of meristem found in the early stage of a plant. Early stage of the plant, when the plant body is immature and plant body is not fully developed. So these two types of meristem appear in the plant to provide it a growing facility, growing capability, so that it can be further grow in its size. So these are called primary meristem. Early stage meristem are called primary meristem. Primary meristem or early stage meristem. One is apical meristem and second is intercalary meristem and also the axillary bud of the plant. So another type of meristem, here we are only discussing the meristematic tissue. First type of tissue in plant, which is the dividing tissue, continuously dividing tissue, which is of two types, primary meristem, intercalary. Primary meristem is of two types, apical meristem and intercalary meristem, and also the axillary bud. The second type of meristem is called secondary or lateral meristem. Secondary or lateral meristems are the meristem which work after the initial growth and after the initial growth of the plant. Secondary or lateral meristem function to increase the woody axis of the plant. So secondary or lateral meristem, when the primary plant body becomes completed and now there is need to increase the girth or the woody axis of the plant, apical meristem further functioning at their own part, root is also growing, shoot is also growing, but there is a need to increase the thickness and the woody part of the plant, then this type of meristem active. In this type of meristem, the plant grow its woody axis. First of all, diameter is this, then is diameter is this, and then is diameter is this. This increase of the plant is due to the secondary or lateral meristem. Such type of meristem found as interfascicular cambium or vascular cambium. Interfascicular cambium or vascular cambium. In the vascular bundles, this is the cambium, this is the vascular bundles. So this is the interfascicular cambium. The cambium is a part which divides xylem and phloem. I will discuss this topic in further classes. Xylem and phloem, these are the conductive tissue. So this is the part of xylem and this is the part of phloem, and cambium increase in the thickness between these two layers. Increase in thickness between these two layers. So the cambium between two vascular bundle is called intervascular cambium, and this is vascular cambium. So this gradually thickens, and also this phloem and xylem also increase. Primary xylem, secondary xylem, primary phloem and secondary phloem. So this type of growth which occur in the cambium during the late stage of the plant to increase its body axis is called secondary, is due to the secondary or lateral meristem present in the cambium part, and these cells are also dividing. So when we discuss about the meristematic tissue present in any part of the plant, meristematic tissue always divide and increase size of that area. Either they are present in the shoot part, so they increase the shoot, either they are present in the root part, so they increase the root, and when they present between the mature tissue, they provide the support to the different grazing animals to support the plant, and plant parts regenerate again due to that present of intercalary meristem. And when the plant needs to increase its size and its thickness, it needs the lateral meristem, it needs the help of lateral meristem, which is in the form of cambium and which increase in the size. So this is the discussion of the initial tissues, which is called meristematic tissues. And meristematic tissues further, these are called meristematic tissues. And when another type of tissue is called permanent tissue. First was meristematic tissue and second was permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are also two types of permanent tissue. One is simple permanent and another is complex permanent. Why we called it simple and why we called it complex? When there are only one type of cell present in the particular area of the plant, it is called simple permanent. What is the permanent tissue? First we discuss about the meristematic tissue. Now the permanent. When the cell lose their capability of dividing, and they become settled in a particular organ of the plant. So every plant part originated from the meristematic tissue. First of all, there was only a seed, and there was a seedling, and there was a root, initial root. So every plant organ originated from that part only. But after the initial growth, the cells which are left behind lose the capability of dividing, and they become settled in that area only. So these are called permanent. When the cells are dividing, they are called meristematic. When the cell become stable, they are called permanent tissue, because they become settled, and now they lose the capacity of dividing. But they maintain and they make the plant part and solidarity of the plant. Solidarity of plant is due to the permanent tissue. But when there is only one type of cell present in the tissue, it is called simple. When more than one type of cells are present, it is called complex. So together, simple permanent tissue work in a way and complex permanent tissue work in another way. So first of all, we will discuss the simple permanent tissue. And simple permanent tissue is the tissue which lose the capacity of dividing. But there are three types of simple permanent tissue. First of all, this is called parenchymatous. Parenchymatous cells or parenchymatous tissue. The area or the organ of the plant which have parenchymatous cells constitute parenchymatous tissue. So we have discussed that every plant part made up of cells together constitute tissue made organ, and organ made organ system. Parenchymatous cells is a first kind of, and majority of the plant organ have such types of cells. Majority of the plant organ have parenchymatous cells. Parenchymatous cells are a special kind of cells which found in majority of the plant organ, and they are one type. There are one types of cell, not more than one type. Only one types of cell present in the parenchymatous tissue. Parenchymatous cells are such types of cell. There is little intercellular spaces in parenchymatous cell. Little intercellular spaces. This is the intercellular spaces. Little and have thin wall. Wall is thin, made up of cellulose. Wall is thin, made up of cellulose. It has protoplasm. They are green colored. So parenchymatous cell is the simple permanent cells. The function of this, when this is green, the function is photosynthesis, and when the its function is storage, secretion, and photosynthesis. The three functions they perform: storage of the food material, secretions of some substances, and also the photosynthesis. So these types of parenchymatous cells have three functions. They have protoplasm, they are living cell, and majority of the plant organ occupy such types of cell. These are living cell, thin cellulose wall, protoplasm is there, and little intercellular spaces. The second kind of cell, cells are called collenchymatous. What is it? Collenchymatous cells. Collenchymatous types of cell are the cells which is polygonal or have such types of structure. No intercellular spaces is there. First thing is that no intercellular spaces. No intercellular spaces. Here is no space between these cells. So it means these are tightly bound cells. Tightly bound cells, and the deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin we see in the corners. So such types of cells are thickened at the corners due to deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, and vacuole is present. Vacuole is present in these types of cells. Protoplasm is there, so they are also living cell. Protoplasm is there, vacuole is present. This is vacuole, protoplasm. These types of cells are found below the epidermis. What is the epidermis? We didn't discuss about it. Epidermis is epi and dermis, outermost covering of the plant. Dermis is layer, dermis is skin, and epi means outermost. The outermost layer of the plant is called epidermis, and these types of cells found below the epidermis. This is the epidermal cells, and the collenchymatous cells are found below this epidermal cells. What is the function? They are either in the continuous layer in some organs, either they are present in some patches, entire epidermal system. These types of cells are present below the epidermis line, and they are either as the patches, in the form of patches, or a continuous layer. It is the function. Function is support, mechanical support to the plant part, flexibility of the leaf, flexibility of the branches, all due to the presence of colon-chimetus cells. When such types of cell have chlorophyll, chloroplast, when they have chloroplast, they are called chlorenchymatous. What they are called? Chlorenchymatous cells. And they involved in the photosynthesis. So, the function of such types of cell, due to deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin in their corners, they are thickened and provide a mechanical strength to that plant part, and also when they are present below the epidermis, so entire plant body is covered with such types of cell and having a strengthful appearance in nature. That's why the plant are rigid in nature, and plants have the support of such types of cells in their epidermal region. That's why they are flexible enough, and also they have the capacity of strength and rigidity. So these are type of cells which are called chlorenchymatous and collenchymatous cells. When the present of chloroplasts, they are called chlorenchymatous. And last type of cell is called sclerenchymatous cell. Sclerenchymatous cells are the dead cells, and its basic function is only the mechanical support and strength to the plant. These types of cells are found in two types. First is, this is the tapering end cells, have lumen and they are tapering end, and the basic function is the deposition of lignin, and they are devoid of protoplasm. So these are called sclerenchymatous fibers. Lumen is there. In collenchymatous cell there was cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin, and there is lignified wall, the deposition of lignin, and there is pits. There is pits between these fibers. Deposition of lignin and pits is there. First type of sclerenchymatous found this type, and second is called sclerites. It also have pits. This is round, circular, oval in shape. Oval in shape. These are pits, and narrow lumen. Narrow lumen is there. Sclerites. Narrow lumen is there. No protoplasm. That's why they are dead cell. Lignified walls and narrow lumen. Here is wide lumen and here is narrow lumen. Such types of cells found in the seed coats, in nuts, in sapota fruits, and also it found in the dead part of the plant. So these are the dead cell. Basic function is support the cell, support the plant. So first was parenchymatous, second was collenchymatous, third was sclerenchymatous. When the chloroplast is present, collenchymatous called chlorenchymatous cells. And these three types of cells are called simple permanent tissue because they become settled and they do not divide, but they found in the entire plant system, entire plant body, in different organ performing different functions. So these are called simple permanent tissue. Okay, thank you.